Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Y&R Slugga Tee. Now, Y&R Slugga Tee done found himself in a pinch, man. He's been fighting this court case, or he's been fighting this weapons case for over a year now, man. And he thought it was going to end up in his favor, man. He even was taking to social media and letting it be known yesterday, hey, man, it's looking like it's going to be in my favor. But according to the news that's out there and a lot of the rumors in the streets, it looks like Y&R Slugga Tee was found guilty. Now, Y&R Slugga Tee is well known as a Jacksonville rapper who was allegedly affiliated with Y&R and allegedly affiliated with KTA. But rap fans have come to know him as one of the members of Murda Twinz, which featured him and Y&R Mookey. Now, they both got caught up in a case in 2019 that made national headlines called Operation Wrap Up. And it seems like the after effects of that case and the charges that he caught then have come back to bite him in this case as well. Now, before we break down the details of this case and talk about what it's going to be looking like for Y&R Slugga Tee in the future, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's talk about this whole Slugga Tee situation. Now, I know a lot of people on social media have been pulling for Slugga Tee, especially in those fan pages and stuff that follow Jacksonville rap. But it looks like Slugga Tee got some bad news in court today, man. Now, allegedly, he was told by the judge, or by the jury in this case, that he was found guilty on his weapons charges. Now, there was a huge case against him, and there is a mountain of evidence in the discovery, or I should say alleged evidence, because I don't know if all that was used, but man, there was videotapes, there was a lot, man, there was a lot. They went through two of his co-defendants' phones and stuff like that. So it was a lot stacked against Slugga Tee. But it looks like no matter what, he was up in spirits because recently he took to social media. And when I say recently, I mean yesterday, and said day 2 tomorrow. I like me for that win in that courtroom. So he's basically betting on himself, saying, hey man, I like me for that win in that courtroom. And he thought he was going to pull out of this case all right. But there's some things that got him into a particular situation with this where this might have been a lesser charge, man. There was a whole operation called Operation Wrap Up that took place in 2019, 2020-ish, and it involved most of the members of Y&R, man. That included Y&R Mookey, Y&R Slugga Tee, and a host of other people, right? Now, their raps and the rap videos they were in were used against them, right? And in this case, this time with Slugga Tee, it seems like video was used against him as well, but it wasn't music videos. It was actually videos that his homeboys had on their phones, man. So it's all bad. And I'm guessing that based on all that, if this is correct, that, man, they thought it was enough evidence to say, forget this, man. We got to get Slugga Tee up off the streets for a second. But why does that Operation Wrap Up have any bearing on this case? Well, based on the verdict from that, the charges that he got from that trial, he got out for, I think it was like 172 days or something of time served in the Duval County jail, right? Well, then he was released and everything looked all good, but he caught this additional gun charge in April of 2020. And he's been pretty much locked down since then, man. It's not been looking good for him, you know what I mean? There's been different reports and rumors out there. There was a rumor out there that he had got stabbed in jail. Then there was a rumor that him and Queso had ran the fade in jail. It was a lot going on, right? And people have been glued to seeing what was going on with this because of all the media attention they've been getting, especially Jacksonville rappers. When you talk about Y&R Mookey and Slugga Tee, they were known as the Murda Twinz, and that kind of went on into social media. Like, people have been talking about the song that they did, and they even did, I believe, a collaboration with Pooh Shiesty before he caught his situation, right? So it was looking like, man, they were really about to blow up and rap, and then he caught this case, right? Now it's looking like him catching a guilty verdict, allegedly, will lead him into a couple of different chances here, or different variables of where this can go in the future. Now, he's been locked down for a long time, so maybe that could help him in the long run. But, man, due to the fact that this had a gang tied to it, because it even says this in the report, and I'm reading the black and whites, They mentioned several times throughout the reports that he was associated with the Y&R gang. So, I mean, that makes it the outcome for his sentencing looking even worse. And at this time, it looks like his sentencing is going to be carried out early next year, I believe on the 4th of January. So we'll be hearing what his actual sentence will be. But man, according to Florida law, if you look online, you basically can see that there's a potential for him to get up to 15 years in prison, being a convicted felon found with a weapon. Now, do I think that's going to happen, or do I think that's going to be the outcome? Hopefully not, and I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look and you see the evidence that they had against him, it wasn't like he was in the act of shooting at anybody or anything like that. It was basically videotapes of him allegedly on his property holding guns. They use an expert at, doing forensics on guns to, examine the evidence and compare it to earlier times he was seen in other videos with guns. And that's where they came up with the arrest and everything. And the fact that, he has that gang attached to his record in his jacket, like it even has it officially in there in his black and whites, Y&R gang, man, it just doesn't help his situation. Now, there is also, I believe, a mandatory minimum of 3 years in the state of Florida. So this could go, I don't know how it's going to go, but it might not be as bad as you think, especially when you factor in the age. I think he only just turned 19, man. If that's correct, I believe he just turned 19. So Slugga Tee has a lot of time to think about, what he's being accused of and how he can change things for the better in the future and just continue himself as a rapper because, man, since he's been locked up, he's gotten a lot of pub out here as far as the rap game is concerned. But right now, that's the rumor that's going out there. And if you look at his records officially, he does have a sentencing date that's coming up in January. So it's pretty much, almost facts. You know what I mean? Until we actually see what they say, it looks like he's going to be looking at some time. But what do you guys think about this, man? Now, when it comes to that Operation Wrap Up, man, the fact that he caught that felony case during the whole Operation Wrap Up, that is what led to this. I mean, that led to, him not looking so good, I believe, in court. Now, this is just me. This is what I believe. And this also is what led to him potentially having to do a lot of time. It enhanced it to a felony with a gun, because without that case, I don't think he would have even been a felon. So even though he was charged as a juvenile delinquent, he caught a felony charge on his record. So, it's tough. That's tough. It's tough. So, man, hopefully Y&R Slugga Tee, it doesn't look too bad for him in the future. And he could do, he can get out of this with as little time as possible and still get back to the rap game. But what do you all think, man? Do y'all think with all those things combined, with the whole rap persona, with the whole Operation Wrap Up that happened where he caught the felony originally, and with everything else that's been going on social media with Y&R Mookey and Y&R Slugga Tee, everything, their names being out there so much that he might get some mercy from the court? Or do you feel he's going to get a lot of time, or maybe we should just wait and see? Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.